Detective Spencer. Yeah, we're gonna need to get a forensics team over to General Hospital right away. It's a female, mid-20s. It was definitely a murder. The name tag says Jane Morgan, but we're gonna need to get a positive ID on that. No, it's got nothing to do with that Warren Bauer shooting spree. This has everything to do with Franco. Hey. How you feeling?
I'm scared. And I'm sure Aiden is scared. We didn't have time to bond.
I know. We're gonna find him, okay?
When?
Well, I went ahead with the reward. I don't care how swamped the PCPD is with fake leads. Someone out there knows where Aiden is.
Okay.
Hey, listen, what I'm about to say, don't panic. It may seem worse than it is.
Okay.
Jane Morgan is dead. I found her in a hospital bed, all covered in blankets. She looked like a sleeping patient. She must have been overlooked during the search.
But she was our best lead.
No, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. No. She was holding this.
Was she murdered?
I don't know. I think that she handed off the baby to someone who killed her.
Okay. When did it happen?
We don't have a timeline yet, but whoever killed Nurse Morgan could have left the hospital with Aiden before the lockdown began.
I mean, 66. That number is so random. How is it that my child gets taken because he has a 66 on his ID bracelet?
We'll find him. Hey, you should go ahead and post that reward, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Oh, now? Now it's a good time, now that Franco's had a 24-hour head start, and the only person that could have told us something is dead?
You got my text?
Yeah, we need to compare notes.
All right, you first.
Franco's not dead.
Excuse me?
Yeah, the guy who went off the roof.
Wasn't him.
And Jason didn't push him, he jumped. He was some poor guy with stage 4 cancer. The LAPD doesn't have an ID.
You know, I had a feeling something was off with that. Man, this just keeps getting weirder and weirder. We still don't have a positive ID on Jane Morgan either.
Who's Jane Morgan?
I found her at General Hospital, dead. She was a nurse. She was holding Aiden Cassidyne's hospital ID bracelet, you know, the one that ends in 66.
So Jason was probably right, then Franco's big masterpiece was a diversion.
You think kidnapping the baby was Franco's goal from the start?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, but I just don't get it, man. I mean, why would Franco want a baby? Okay, so let's put together what we know.
Well, Franco lures me and Jason to LA. It turns out this thing's all about the number 66.
Yeah, and there's a 66 in Aiden's hospital ID number.
So basically, that kidnapping was random.
Yeah, it's all about the number.
Everything at Franco's exhibit was about the number 66, too.
Okay.
I mean, complete with recreations of places he's been to in Port Charles, with a double of Sam inside a plexiglass box. It was like an alternate universe. Everything was basically to goad Jason.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Franco showed up on the hospital monitors, said that he took the baby. And at some point, it switched over to a live feed, and Franco almost had to have had tech support to make that happen.
Jason chases Franco up to the roof. We think he pushes Franco off, but it's not Franco.
So while Franco's faking his own death in Los Angeles, a nurse that he planted in the hospital with the not too coincidental name Jane Morgan handed off the baby to someone who in turn got Aiden to Franco. And Nurse Morgan was probably expecting a big payoff. Instead, she gets killed.
You know, this still all tracks back to Jason. He's the only person we know that spoke to Franco in LA.
Okay, then we go talk to Jason. We hear everything that Franco told him, word for word.
Let's go.
So you chased Franco up the stairs, right?
Yeah, please, Lucky, please, we've been through this. He shot at me, not to hit me, but to slow me down.
Okay, is there anything else that you remember?
I mean, Franco said something about You know, how babies were trusting and fragile, and that how having a connection with someone from the time they were born changes everything. Then he said something to me about how I would be the only person who could appreciate what was about to happen. And that's when he went onto the roof, and I was a flight or two behind, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. By the time I got up there, he was across the roof near the edge.
I looked up, he yelled, "Don't kill me, I know where the baby is," and then he fell.
Except it wasn't Franco.
So where the hell did he take the baby?
Well, why don't we find the one person we know Franco's connected to? His mother. Okay, Woodstock police sent the car by Karen Anderson's house. She's gone completely. House is empty, no forwarding address. Neighbors say she just vanished.
You think she was in on the kidnapping?
She won't even admit to being Franco's mother. I don't think they're working together.
Well, we still need to check the house in Woodstock
I
anyway.
think you're wasting your time, Lucky.
Well, why? I mean, isn't that how Franco works? One clue leads to the next.
Yeah, right, when he wants to be found, but I don't think there's going to be any more clues.
What are you saying, Jason?
I think he wants to keep this baby for himself.